Thanks for tuning in to Any Given Sunday Sports Special. We're back. I got a disappointed man on the other side of the screen. I'm also disappointed myself. That's why I'm representing the Bucks shirt because it's bad. It's bad in fantasy land for us. But for you happy people, individuals who get to watch this show, we're going to go over some scores. We're going to go over some results, our picks, predictions, and so forth. But let's recap week 4. Let's start off with the most interesting game, with the Dominican Elites and the New York Powers. It's the Dominican Elites 68 and the New York Powers 67. Powers are 1-3. The Elites 3-1 in the East. Jesus, what do you got to say about this?
Yeah, the elites are elite, I guess, right? They're 3-1.
They're the real deal.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
oh my God.
They're putting up high numbers and they're scoring like crazy, and yeah, I guess they're for real. And the Powers, I guess, are not who we thought they were. They are not who we thought. Now, granted, I picked against the Powers. I knew they had a feeling they were going to lose this game, but 67 points, really? Next game. I mean, this was just an ugly game.
All right.
It was ugly but interesting because of how close it was.
It was.
Like that.
It was disgusting close, all the way to the wire. All right, our next game, which was a blowout, the Dream Killers, they put up 97 points. They moved to 3-1. They trumped all over Tampa's Empire, who had a league low 57 points, and they are 1-3. Jesus, what do you got to say about this?
Tampa's Empire, they have a problem.
They are in a world of hurt.
They have a major problem, and they need to do something, and do something fast. Now, they just did a trade today in which they received Alan Hearns and I believe Tavon Austin in return for Dante Moncrief. Now, do they plan on playing them next week? I guess we'll get into that when we do our picks, but they need some points, and they need them bad.
They do need them bad. Our next matchup we have the 2-2 Beats by Ray putting up 88 points. And now Pops, which has named his team My Team Sucks.
Beep. Beep. Sorry, this is a Tampa Network.
1-3 now with 71 points. What is going on in fantasy world? The 3 consensus picks that we had in the beginning of the year, 1-3. What are you going to say about this, my man?
Pops
3 playoff teams.
Pops is a bad team. That's just me being honest. I said it after the draft, and I'm saying it now during the season. It's a bad team. Now, he's trying. I'm going to give him credit. He's trying because he's picking up everything Jeff has, and he's stealing it from him like candy. He took Foster. He just recently acquired Lynch. It's not because of lack of effort. It's a bad team. They're just not scoring points. And I'll be honest. Foster, I think, will ultimately score points, but I don't think Lynch is going to score many points. I really don't think Lynch is going to be that good.
Yeah.
And on the other side, Beats by Ray, they don't have a court. This is a fact, people. Okay, there's 10 teams in this league. Of the 10 teams in this league, 8 of the teams have top 10 quarterbacks. There are 2 teams in the league that do not: the New York Powers and Beats by Ray. Now, who would you say has the worst quarterback of the 2?
I'd have to say probably Beats by Ray. No.
That's exactly right. And they have Peyton Manning, but they have the worst. They have the worst starting quarterback in this league right now.
Wow.
That's scary. But I called it. I've been telling everyone. Peyton Manning is just not that guy anymore.
Yeah.
He's inaccurate.
All right, next game we have Jesus Can Suck It. Finally loses 3-1 to wait a slightly punty vibe. 88, 2-2. He just matched 2014 fantasy wins. He's tied, and he has so much more games to go, too. What do you got to say about this, my man?
They will be 2-3 next week.
They will be 2-3. Is that a guarantee?
They will be 2-3 next week. Yes, because they don't have Cam Newton. They don't have Superman himself. Not because they're a bad team, but they don't have Cam Newton himself. And without Superman, you're not winning. You're not winning without Superman. Yeah. They're starting Jameis Winston next week.
Famous Jameis.
And on the other side, Dom, hey, listen, we all lose him. He didn't have Tom Brady. Big Ben decided to get hurt 1 week before Brady's bye.
And he didn't move him.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Lastly, go ahead.
All right, and then lastly, we must pay homage to this man. That's why I saved him for last. He has been blowing the fantasy doors off everybody, starting off 4-0. He put up 100 points against Zimmerman, who's just 0-4, and they put up 93 points.
93.
But yeah, 0-4. My man, what do you have to say about this?
It's not fair to Shakir. Shakir would have beaten every other team in this league except for the Dream Killers this past week.
Yep.
That's not fair. On the other side, McPoon, they're the best team in the league. Let's get to these picks.
Best team in the league. All right, so let's get into next week's picks. We'll start off with our lowest one. Let's start off with Tampa's Empire at 1-3 and the 3-1 Jesus can suck it Dom. My friend, who do you have in this matchup?
I hate this because we always do this before I know if Luck's gonna play. That's the biggest thing that's killing me. Not that Luck is gonna outplay Tom Brady, but
Right.
Luck is gonna give the Empire enough points that I think could give him a chance to win.
Mm,
I think Tampa's Empire wins this week.
really?
Yes, I don't think Jeremy Hill gets 3 touchdowns. Amari Cooper is not going to do much against Denver. Tyler Eifert is not going to do much against Seattle. So, yeah, I mean, I like TJ Yeldon against Tampa Bay. I like Odell Beckham against San Fran. I love Tom Brady. But on the other side, you just look at it. I mean, if Luck plays, he's going against Houston. I really like that matchup. Chris Johnson against Detroit. I kind of like that as well. Randall Cobb against St. Louis. Owen Daniels against Oakland. Mike Evans against Jacksonville. Brandon Cooks against Philadelphia. Those matchups are juicy.
They are.
Yeah, give me the Empire this week.
They are juicy, but the problem with the Empire is the lack to score points, and that has been the Empire's problem. And Andrew Luck, even though he may start, is still injured, and he will not perform up to a Tom Brady.
He doesn't have to.
I get it, but I just can't see why you can pick the Empire here. They're in a world of flux. They're in the world of hurt. They're just not that team. I'm admitting it. They're just not that team this year.
The Empire, if Luck plays, the Empire will win this week.
We'll see. I go the other way. Next one, we'll go into the 3-1 Dominican Elites going into the 1-3. My team sucks. My friend, who do you have in this one?
I'm actually going to take my team sucks in this one also. I'm just looking at the matchups. Aaron Rodgers against St. Louis, Foster against Indianapolis, Jeffrey, he may not even play, so I'm not looking at him. Jordan Matthews against New Orleans, I do like that. I like Jimmy Graham against Cincinnati. I think he'll do all right. Mark Ingram will do okay against Philly. Ronnie Hillman against Oakland. On the other side, Matt Ryan against Washington is going to do very well.
Very well, yes.
Justin Forsett against Cleveland. Yeah, you expect him
to
do well. Sanders against Oakland. But then after that, Benjamin, I don't like. Gates' is first game back. You can't expect much the first game back. Dion Lewis, you never know with these running backs from New England who's going to get the touches. So I think Pops wins. But if Pops loses this week, wow, it's gonna be tough. So now, I stick to what I'm saying. A 6-loss team will make the playoffs, but this will make it really tough because then he only has 2 losses to play with.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, and I think I have to go with my team sucks as well. I think it's just a better matchup, and I don't understand Jeff trading the players that he did right before you play them. But I don't manage that.
I did speak to Jeff about it. I did speak to Jeff, and here's what Jeff said. We laughed at him about the other trade, and so far he
has won on that so far.
So I'm giving him that
so far.
Secondly, Marshawn Lynch is having major hamstring injuries, which could be something that lingers all season. He's also an older back. He has a lot of miles on his tires. And you look at what Jeff got back in Dion Lewis and Leonard Hankerson. Those 2 guys have played very, very well. This could be one of those trades that you look at the name and you're like, what is he doing? Right. But if you look at the actual value, I think it's a really good deal.
Right. All right, let's go into our next one. Let's do 0-4 Zimmerman Illuminati going into 3-1 Dream Killers. My friends, who do you have in this one?
Oh, man. Well, the Dream Killers don't have Adrian Peterson, right?
Right.
That's a good thing. But
bad thing?
They still have Le'Veon Bell. They have Julian Edelman. They have Frank Gore against Houston. Danny Woodhead against Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, Shaq. I do like Todd Gurley. I think Todd Gurley is going to be a top five back the rest of the way through the season. Yes, I said it, a top five back the rest of the way through the season. But unless Giovanni Bernard can somehow step it up, I just don't see how he wins this game. Give me the Dream Killers.
I think Shakir got bit by the Anthony bug this year. And I think he's the team, unfortunately, this year that just does not have a good year. And this is prime reason why. When he has good matchups, he's playing against good teams.
Yep.
When he's gonna have bad matchups, he's playing against mediocre teams and he won't put up enough points. And I got to go with the Dream Killers. I still think, Shakir will probably pick up a win somewhere, whether it be the Empire or Pops or
Yep.
somewhat, he'll pick up a win somewhere, but just not this week, my friend, and that just stinks. All right, the next one, we'll save in the next two for really the better half because we think they're gonna be better games. But I'm gonna do this one first. New York Powers 1-3, going into a slightly punty vibe 2-2. You already heard the claim that somebody said on the other side of the screen. So, who do you have in this one?
Taking the Powers. I mean, Eddie Lacy against St. Louis, Eli Manning against San Fran. Antonio Brown will do better because you've given now Michael Vick a full week and change to prepare for a game. I think he'll do better. Anybody who watched that game against Pittsburgh against Ravens, Antonio Brown dropped a touchdown. He actually lost, if I'm not mistaken, 9 points on that one play. He dropped it. It was a perfect pass by Michael Vick. So I don't think that's going to happen again. Rob Gronkowski's back. Melvin Gordon, I don't know what's up with that guy. I mean, but then again, they only gave him the ball one. They only gave him one chance at the one. They didn't give him a second chance. They should have given him a second one. But Gostowski's back. Gostowski's like a running back. How many points the guy puts up? 16, 17, 13 points. It's just ridiculous. He's like a running back. So, yeah, I'm going to take the New York Powers. On the other side, you just look at it. They have buys, and it's going to be tough for them. They have Kobe Fleener starting at tight end and Jameis Winston starting at quarterback. Yeah, and then I don't like DeAndre Hopkins going against Vontae Davis. Carlos Williams is most likely not even going to play because of the concussion protocol. Yeah, give me the Powers.
I feel bad because I feel like every week we pick against Anthony. Every week. I mean, we've been 4 consecutive weeks where we picked against him,
Yep.
and we've been wrong 50% of the time.
Yes.
But on this occasion, it's one name why I'm picking the Powers, and that's Gronk. And Gronk alone is going to put monster numbers and will put the Powers on the winning side of things.
Yep.
Now, before I move on, I want to ask you a question because we've covered all the 1-3 teams.
Yes.
If all these 1-3 teams lose, who's in the worst shape? Or if one of them win, who is that one who wins? Give me the status because we picked 3 teams to make it to the playoffs. They're all 1-3, and we know not all of them are making it.
I'm going to be very clear. I still think the Powers are making the playoffs. Depending on what happens with Lynch, I still think Pops can make the playoffs also. See, here's my thing. And this is of no disrespect to Jeff. Jeff, I really have nothing against you. I think that what you're doing is admirable this year. But you're not scoring points.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to catch up to you at some point. This is not sustainable to not score 100 points and continue to win games. It's not sustainable. So that's going to catch up to him. Anthony is not scoring that many points either.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to catch up to him. Jeremy Hills has shown he's not that great of a running back. Anybody who watched last week, he got 3 touchdowns. But why did he get 3 touchdowns? Because the Kansas City Chiefs insisted on putting the safety and the cornerback
literally on him.
bump and run coverage against AJ Green. So they were literally just 2-on-1 at that moment. It wasn't they were leaning over once the snap. This was prior to the snap. They were both lining up, so they just gave the ball to Jeremy Hill. That's not going to happen every week. Yep. But Jeremy Hill running the ball had horrible numbers. It wasn't that he had great numbers because he didn't. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm going to stick to it. I think the Powers. And if Andrew Luck could turn it around and Brandon Cooks can turn it around, I'm not sleeping on the Empire just yet. But again, Andrew Luck needs to step it up, and so does Brandon Cooks.
Yep. All right, so we're going to go to the game of the week, and we'll wrap this up. And we saved the best 2 teams for last. Not the best, but best records playing each other. That's 2-2, Beats by Ray, going into 4-0. McPoon handling GOAT engines. My friend, who do you have in this one?
Got the McPoon handling GOAT engines. I mean, they got some buys on the other side. No Chris Ivory, no Lamar Miller, no Eric Decker. So it means he's going to have to most likely play, which Vincent Jackson looked very well, but Vincent Jackson usually doesn't have back-to-back
And
good
he's
weeks.
on and off, on and off.
Yes, he doesn't
Exactly.
usually have back-to-back good weeks, so I'm not liking that. So yes, I'm actually going to take the McPoon Henry Gold Engines. I don't think this is going to be that close of a game, to be honest with you.
Wow. All right. Well, I also have the McPoon handling Goat Engines, the best team. They have a well-rounded team. Julio Jones is not going to put those bad numbers as he did the week before. He's going to step it up. And Rich seems to know his roster and somehow gets the right guys in his lineup each
Yes,
and every week. So he's been coaching well. He's been picking up the right guys. He's still got Devontae Freeman, which he'll start, and I believe he'll have a bad game. But you know who will take the place of that bad game? And that's
exactly.
Sir Julio Jones,
That's
who he
exactly right.
also has. So that's our games. That's our wrap up. We hope you enjoyed. Tune in next time. Take care.
Stay safe. Peace.